Buenos dias, me gustan papas frias. Welcome to a reading blog where I read Not in Love, the most recent Ali Hazelwood book that just came out this year. I also had a really fun time going to a reading party in New York City. So basically, this was just kind of like, some people getting together to read and, they say like cure loneliness. That's like their like logo or slogan or I don't know. Anyways, whatever. I'm sure I talk about it in the clips, but here we go. Speaking of talking in clips, I actually was walking on my way to the reading party when I recorded this, and there was a woman really loudly speaking right next to me, and I think my headphones was picking up her voice instead of mine, so like you could hear me, but you could hear her way more. So that being said, I have this all written down in a note, and I'm going to pretend that I can lip sync my own voice, but good luck. That's all I have to say. Bear with me, it's just this one clip. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I'm hoping that you can hear me. I'm on my way. I'm walking to a reading party. I'm really excited. I don't know what it is exactly. I know it's a registered event. They have a couple of free ones and a couple of paid ones. This is one of the free ones that I'm going to. I'm going to give it a chance. If I like it, I might go to a paid one. But from my understanding, it's a bunch of people sitting near each other and reading. I heard there's some points where they stop reading and have to interact and discuss guided activities and other surprises. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm reading Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I'll show you the cover later. I think it's about a guy and a girl whose companies are at odds with each other, but they're attracted to each other, but they can't be because of work, so they come to an agreement that they'll be friends with benefits, like a no strings attached situation that will last until one of their companies wins or is the victor or whatever. Anyways, that's what I'm gonna read, and I hope this is fun. I received a package in the mail. Ta-da! This is either a special edition of Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood with sprayed edges, or this is a set of her 3 other books, her first 3. Love on the Brain, The Love Hypothesis, and Love Theoretically, right? Yes! And then I do have a special edition of Bride already on my shelf over there. So I think the only Ali Hazelwood book that I don't have a special edition of is Check and Mate. That's gonna bother me profoundly. Oh no, now I have to go on the internet and search for this book. And then Deep End is coming out soon. That used to be Wet, but then they changed it to Deep End. But obviously that hasn't come out yet. So when it does, I'm sure that they're gonna do a special edition of it. Anyways, what is this? Came inside the box. This is the alternate dust jacket. That's so cool. That's pretty. I'm kind of upset that it doesn't come already like bent, because I feel like I'm going to mess this up in a big way. Anyways, that being said, it is Not in Love. Must be love on the brain that's got me feeling this way. So it looks like, I knew what this looked like when I bought it, I guess. I don't know, I just forgot. It looks like this is the same cover in a different colorway, which is kind of cool. I actually like this color better. It is my favorite color, so I'm partial. But Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. It has pink edges, and it has a little quote in the back that says, "The breeze picked up between us, and he kept looking. It's unsettling when you do that," I said softly. He turned away, chest heaving. "I'm sorry." His Adam's apple moved. "I forget to look at other things when you're around." I think I just read that. So this is, oh, I did just read this scene. This is the inside cover, the front. Hilarious that I just read that. And then the back inside cover is some kind of skating scene. I haven't gotten there yet. This is the inside cover. How serendipitous that I got this as I was reading the book. All right, I'm gonna try to put the alternate dust jacket on, and then I will come back and show you whether I effed it up real bad or not. Stay tuned. All right, survey says not bad. I think I did a good job actually. Although I will say, well, this is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Okay, it has like the foil on the name, but I'm kind of sad to like hide the yellow. I'm not a big fan of this. It's just that the yellow, you know. But either way, we did it. Not in Love. All right, let's read. So that reading party was litty like a titty. It was very fun. I honestly am shocked with myself that I, you know, kind of pushed myself past my comfort zone and went to a reading party by myself, not knowing anyone there, not really sure what to expect. It ended up being that basically they came in, they did an intro, like thanks for coming, whatever. All the people who got there early, I did not. They all got little tote bags that had some free stuff inside, and one of them was a book by Berkeley Romance. There was actually a rep there from Berkeley, and he took a picture of me, so I'm hoping that my face will show up on a website somewhere. And that's because I was reading Not in Love, which is published by Berkeley. Anyways, who knows? I might be famous. So after the intros, they put a 40-minute timer, and everyone just read for 40 minutes. It was over 700 people sitting there with no phones, just reading their books. And then we had 20 minutes of time to chat with someone, and they literally were like, turn around to someone you don't know and talk about why you chose to bring the book that you brought. And my answer was, I simply got this book in the mail and decided it was time. I've read every Ali Hazelwood book that there is. When she published The Love Hypothesis, I loved it. And then when Love on the Brain came out, immediately purchased it. I got them both on Book of the Month. And then after that, I was just like, well, she's just an auto-buy author for me. And here we are. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books deep with the 7 on pre-order. What an exciting time. I'm a little bit sad though, because the new one, it was going to be called Wet, but now it's going to be called Deep End. It comes in a deluxe edition with the sprayed edges, so I'm really excited to get that. However, it's not going to match my other editions with no sprayed edges. And do I really need 3 copies of every book? The answer is yes, sadly. Because I have all of her books on Book of the Month editions, and then I have paperback copies of them, and then I just I haven't gotten them yet, but I ordered them and they're on their way, a Afterlight special edition with like a sprayed edge and alternate cover. So I think I have a bit of a problem. Too many editions of the same books. But she is one of my favourite romance authors, so we're going to let it go. Anyways, after we spoke for 20 minutes, I actually met a girl and her name is Rainbow, and it's so cute. I love that name. I shall remember forever. Anyways, so I spoke to these 2 girls. I ran into a girl that was reading the same book as me. We were very excited and fangirled, and then there was another 30-minute block for reading, and then at the end they gave out more free books and more totes because they had leftovers from the people who came early. Yeah, that was the whole event. Oh, while we were reading, there was a guy playing the piano live. That was really cool. It was like real relaxing, and there was a girl sitting in front of me she was burning a candle. Like, she was real relaxed. I'm excited to do it again. It was kind of hot, but luckily, like, it was already like 6 to 8 p.m. so the sun was going down. The heat wasn't too crazy, and people were actually pretty spread out. I don't understand how 700 people fit there, but apparently they did. It's very nice. I'm definitely going to do that again. So let's talk about Not in Love, shall we? This book is not my favorite Ali Hazelwood book. I actually was talking to one of the girls at the reading party about it. She told me that she read this book and she feels that Ali Hazelwood mostly does rom-coms, and this one is the least rom-com-y of all of them. I have to agree with her. Right off the bat, I had a really hard time getting into the book. Like, just the way it was written, I was confused. I kept having to reread things. But I feel like that's not the first time that's happened to me with Ali Hazelwood. Eventually, I got into it and I was fine. I think I just gotta get, like, used to it. But this main character, I just find her to be very not relatable, which is exactly what the girl said. She knew what she was talking about. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her per se. She talks a lot about having some kind of deeply rooted family drama. I said drama, but I meant trauma. She has some kind of deeply rooted family trauma, and that manifests itself through her sexual preferences. It manifests her in like her ability to socialize and interact with others. I think part of it is probably some kind of, maybe she's on the spectrum or something else, or definitely something like there that causes her to have difficulty in social interactions. She says she feels like most of the time people don't find her enjoyable to be around. She has a hard time making friends. She doesn't really, I guess she does understand social cues. She just doesn't care enough to pacify other people socially. So like the things that they expect when they ask you something, she just gives a one word yes or no answer with no explanation. And the male main character often finds himself like pausing, waiting for her to say more, and she never does. I don't think it makes her unlikable as a main character. She's just not relatable. Yeah, it's just, the only way that makes me uncomfortable is some of her preferences in the spicy scenes. It's definitely very different to read about. And the male main character, he does a lot of talking in those scenes. Like, he is chatty Cathy, my friends. Other than that, I think that the description of the book in the back is maybe not the most... It is accurate, except that we're 132 pages into the book. Usually after 100 pages, you're well past. At 100 pages, you're usually past whatever description is given in the back. And I don't think that that portion in the back has fully come to fruition yet. So I don't know why I'm having such a hard time explaining my thoughts about this book. I just don't know how to feel about it yet. I don't feel negatively or positively. It just is. There are some funny moments. Maybe not funny, but the banter. I think Ali Hazelwood, one of the things that she does best is the banter. And the banter is definitely interesting and catching my attention. So that's the one thing that has me continuing to enjoy this book. And we will see. I already, I tabbed some of the parts where I think this whole situation is going to blow up in their faces in the future. And I'm excited for that. And hopefully the third act breakup doesn't ruin this book for me, because that is the thing that always kills me in romance books. I've come to the conclusion that this book just makes me uncomfortable, and that is okay. You know, partially because the main character has some preferences in the bedroom that I cannot relate to, and so, not that I judge her or there's anything wrong with that preference, I just can't really understand it, why she has that preference. And it makes it a little hard for me to understand all of like the sexual tension between the two characters. However, her preference is her preference, her body, right? That being said, though, I do feel a little bamboozled by the back of the book. I think I might have said this, but the back of the book says basically that Rue and Eli come to this agreement to have a secret affair that will end when one of their companies prevails. I don't feel that that's super... I don't feel like that's a super accurate description of what's going on in the book, and I am 180 pages into it. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to ruin it. I guess I wouldn't really qualify it as that. I think I'd qualify it more as them trying not to have an affair. Yeah, I don't know. This is shaping up to be my least favorite Ali Hazelwood book, which is so sad because I love her stuff. In the beginning, I felt like I was having a hard time getting into the story. Like the writing style, something just wasn't clicking. And then between putting the book down last night and picking it up today, I once again had a little bit of difficulty just with like her sentence structure. A couple of things were a little off. So I was having a hard time understanding it. I had to read it like a couple of times. And then once I started reading it again, then I got into it again and could understand. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just the way this one is written, in addition to the fact that I just can't relate with the main character's thoughts. I also feel like they're both in love with each other already, and they haven't really spent much time together, don't really know each other. They're just kind of in love based on vibes. I don't know. Like, all the time that they spend together seems to be very minimal time. They just keep bumping into each other. You know, it's not a significant amount of time where they can get to know each other. They do have like this little quirk where they tend to share horrible stories about their lives with each other, and that's really all they share. They don't share any like present tense stuff, although I will say I guess they are getting to know each other's like preferences and stuff. They tend to have a lot in common, so they keep finding each other in similar places. We'll see. Hopefully y'all can hear me too, because I just realized the AC is on. We shall find out. But I'm halfway through this book, y'all. I don't know. I'm ready for it to be over. It's not bad. It's just not great. I think I got the rest of the Ali Hazelwood special edition. Yeah, this is them. So the alternate covers. Love, Theoretically. The Love Hypothesis. And Love on the Brain. Let me put the alternate covers on them and see what we get. Love, Theoretically. Love on the Brain. And The Love Hypothesis. So cute! So I did end up finishing Not in Love shortly after that last clip, and I guess I just didn't record anything else because I just found it super uncomfortable to talk about this book. I personally always feel super uncomfortable reading Spice, and the fact that this book was like surrounded around an affair and just like them being sexually attracted to each other in general was just like difficult, I guess, for me. I don't know why I'm like this, okay? I teach 3rd grade. I work in an elementary school, and I have the brain of a 3rd grader too. So, and the maturity. That's where we're at. That being said, I think because I don't really enjoy Spice in books personally, and also just that I didn't really like connect with the characters in this book as much as I did in her other books, I ended up giving this 2.5 stars, I think. I still think it was like a really well written book. I thought that, you know, there were some elements of the plot that were good. I just don't think that Rue and Eli are my faves. And also, I do appreciate that she tried to connect this with us millennials in the Hunger Games by naming her Rue and other little things that she like snuck in there, you know, and the Hunger Games jokes. I did like that, but otherwise, I think this was just not the book for me, and I'm so sad because this is the first Ali Hazelwood book that I just don't enjoy. But we have Deep End coming out in the beginning of 2025, so let's hope my girl can redeem herself. It's totally okay. They can't all be bankers. And I think she has The Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, Love Theoretically, Loathe to Love You, Check and Mate, and then Bride, and then Not in Love. So like 7 books. I forgot how to count. Maybe that was 8, but I have 8 books. I have 3 that I thought were like, 2 that I thought were okay, and then this one that I didn't really enjoy. So that's not that bad. She's doing okay. I should rank all my Ali Hazelwood books. Please hold. All right, we've got them all in varying formats. I just realized that I have a Book of the Month edition of all her books except for these last 3. And then I have all of them in paperback except for Love on the Brain and Love Theoretically. And then I have the Afterlight special editions of all of them except for Check and Mate, Bride, and Loath to Love You. No, I do have Bride, so just not Loath to Love You and Check and Mate. Anyways, I think I'm the only one that cares about this, so I'm going to stop talking about it, but let's rank them. I think my least favorite, I just said, is Not in Love. Then we're going to go with Loath to Love You. This is an anthology of short stories, and I just felt like it just wasn't enough time with each character to actually be invested in this. So that's why I didn't really enjoy that. And then Check and Mate, which I thought was really good for like a younger audience. It just didn't hit the same because it wasn't an adult book. I felt like we were kind of maybe skirting around topics in a way that like it felt inappropriate for the audience of this book. But if we had like just gone into it full force, it would have just been like a lot more interesting. Then I would say The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain are probably tied for me. And then my next favorite is second place, Love Theoretically. And in first place, the only one left is Bride. Yeah, look at those tabbies, baby. I can't explain why I like this book. And yes, the spicy scenes in this made me uncomfortable, but the rest of it was so good that I could move on from that. You know? So let me show you my final stack of Ali Hazelwood. Alright, with that, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. If you want to join the family, hit that subscribe button. I will see you all when I see you next. Bye.